What's going on, everyone? The Bad Habits here, aka TBH. Welcome to yet another episode of The Shit Show. On today's episode, we're going to go over the beloved classic, the 2009 film X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah. What the fuck? For this series right here, we have two different rating scales. If you're not familiar, let me quickly go over this. For the sake of simplicity, on any other of my review shows, we only have one rating scale, and it's essentially a 1 through 5 rating. On this series, The Shit Show, however, we have a little bit of a twist. So I added the fuckery scale, which is essentially my bullshit meter about how much I can take. So I have high class and then low brow. Low brow's a bad movie. High class a good bad movie. It's that simple, folks. And if for some reason I suck at explaining this, it'll all make sense much later. Quickly, while we're on this subject, I need to ask for your help really quickly. In the comments below, you can help me decide next month's episode of The Shit Show. Let me know. I have three choices. First one is Signs by M. Night Shyamalan. I actually kind of like this movie, to be real with you, but the whole thing hinges on the plot twist, and here it is. Aliens, they don't like water, and they land on a planet that's mainly made of water. So, that's a bad movie. So Plain. I don't need to even explain why this is an option. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments. And lastly, M. Night Shyamalan is making another appearance here, baby. The Happening. Either way, in the comments below, let me know which one you would prefer to see next month, and we'll make it happen. Alright, first things first. This movie is not canon with the other X-Men films. That is the only way I can watch this. So in my own head canon, if you will, this is multiverse situation. You know what I mean? Do not try to connect this to any other film. Do yourself a favor. So when they announced X-Men Origins Wolverine, let me tell you people, I was the biggest, frankly, still, actually, if I'm being honest with you, a huge Wolverine Logan fan. Oh man, X-Men growing up was everything to me. I think that was the first superhero film I saw in theaters. First superhero film ever, if I'm not mistaken, was Blade. So, you know, I was spoiled early on. And at this point in time, I believe I'm a freshman in high school. I'm getting ready to turn 15 in a few months after this is released. MCU just started last year. This was a crazy, just weird time in my life. So, with that being said, let me tell you, this one hurt when I finally got to see this one. The opening of this film, we see Lil Troy Sivan. He plays Logan as a kid, and apparently he's sickly. And then we cut to Victor, who's his brother. These two are believed to be half siblings originally, and whatever, it doesn't matter, but it turns out that they're full siblings. Honestly, who cares? This is all just to set up the dynamic between Victor and Logan. This movie is all about just quickly, let's just escalate and just move to the next thing. So, we find out Logan's mutation. He ends up killing his dad, which out of context, I don't know, it's kind of funny. Also have a weak spot for whenever someone gets that iconic no shot. I laugh my ass off every fucking time. We get two of those in this film. So now the two boys are on the run, and then we just quickly flash forward to the opening title credits. This is the selling point of the film, y'all. This is what it should have been, honestly. This film could have just been their entire run through these historical wars that shaped at least American history. I will say the sequel that's not related to this film, because this is a multiverse solo film, right? I will say the 2013 film, The Wolverine, they cover a little bit of his stint in World War II, and surprise, surprise, has nothing to do with Victor, but it's really dope. All right, so with this being an episode of the shit show, I'm not gonna just go through everything play by play. I don't do that anyway, but we're gonna just quickly go through some shit that I enjoy about this film, so then we could just fucking, tear it apart, limb from limb, Logan style. I mentioned the title credits. Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson. This man could not catch a break during this time. This was right before the iconic Green Lantern film that we all know and love. But yeah, I would say the charm is definitely there.
Great. Stuck in an elevator with 5 guys on a high protein diet. Oh, weird.
The team aspect early on in that first act, that's actually really cool. They have a little bit of dynamic. No one really likes each other, so everyone's just bitching back and forth, ready to just throw hands. I don't know, I enjoy that. But if I'm being honest, there's some fuckery really early on. Oh man, the wire work in this film is laughable. You get a little bit of a preview early on with Sabretooth during World War II, but oh man, that's nothing. He's got a lot going on much later. Agent Zero, anything he does is just so exaggerated. I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. I'm laughing my ass off thinking about it. The team that Victor and Logan are on are a bunch of mutants, of course, but it's actually really cool because they are led by Stryker, who, if you saw X2, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, he's a common character in these movies. But no, it's actually a cool aspect, but the problem is, this is a solo Wolverine film. Why do we have a team? Why are they getting so much screen time here? And it's like, okay, this is like the first 15 minutes. Maybe that's it. Maybe. Nah, don't be naive, folks. Come on now. Another pro, Liev Schreiber, who plays Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth. This man knows exactly what film he's in. Straight up, this man's having a good time. I'm a sucker for when people are chewing up the scenery. I feel like someone gave him a little personal note aside and just like, hey, just have fun with it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Gambit, played by Taylor Kitsch, who I know he got a lot of shit for around this time when he was kind of being pushed as one of the next big Hollywood guys. Yeah, I know he got a lot of shit for this one. I gotta be honest with you folks, I kind of don't really get the hate here. My biggest complaint with this character was after his intro where he fights Logan and then, Victor interrupts. After that initial fight, he's kind of just delegated to being a pilot and then, Logan's middleman. No. At that point, his character shouldn't have been Gambit. It just could have just been Remy.
Then Remy LeBeau I am.
Alright, folks. Now that I've been nice, let's really bring out the claws. Kayla Silverfox. Okay. Alright. So, sometimes I might not refer to her by her name. I felt so bad for women during this era because they're always just a goddamn plot device just to motivate the hero. There's really nothing to her but stay out of the way and lie to Logan. I say lie because this woman is good at her job, okay? So it turns out she might as well have been a goddamn secret agent because not only is she a mutant, but it turns out for the last 6 years since Logan left Stryker's team, she's been undercover as his girlfriend and as a school teacher, y'all. This woman dedicated 6 years of her life. That's some shit. With that being said, no, I fucking hate this character. No offense to the actor who didn't have a lot to work with, but man, this movie, X-Men Origins, it's really lazy. They won't tell you things. They'll fucking spoon feed you and just foie gras it straight down your gullet. Very early on, they clearly show that she has powers of persuasion. There's another P word I'm sure they would like to use, but this is for family, so powers of persuasion.
Stop it. Get some help.
Either way, they give that to you really early on. At this point, this is when Victor, kills Kayla. Yeah, what a bunch of bullshit. I'm okay with it though, because that's when we get our second no moment. And I'm all about those in cinema. So, looks like someone just poured goddamn paint on her. Like, Logan was there. Did you check for a wound? Or did you just see fake blood on her? Because, this movie just really doesn't care about Wolverine. That's really it. It often gets muddled between, oh, you remember that time our team, blah, 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 blah. And then we go back to that plot line as if we're going to solve it. But before we actually can, we got to get back to what's happening in the present time. Okay, I guess we don't have time to fully explain that, so we're just going to move on. All right. So now that Kayla is fake dead, we have a fight between Logan and Victor at a bar. I know it sounds like I'm making a joke, but no, I'm not. This script, honestly, it could have been made by a football player. Hold on. Was that too far? I have to tone it down sometimes because I know my mom might catch one of these episodes every now and then. They used to call me Puns de Leon, okay? The bar fight it's not well choreographed, if I'm being honest with you, but this is probably my favorite fight in the movie, which isn't saying much. Most of it is so 2009. Between the CGI and the shaky cam, the fast cuts. It's definitely a product of its time, which also was during a writer's strike. I'm not gonna let it off the hook, y'all. This is still a piece of shit. I kind of love it though. Alright, Logan gets his ass kicked, undergoes the procedure that turns him into the iconic Weapon X that we know from all the other X-Men films. That's where he gets the adamantium claws, and he also damn near becomes indestructible. Once Logan escapes, they immediately start work on Weapon 11, which we later find out is Wade Wilson, who I'm not calling Deadpool in this film. No. That is Dumbpool. Nope. And you can't convince me otherwise. I guess throughout the film they do set up Dumbpool. We find out later on that after Victor takes out the old teammates such as will.i.am, Pippin, also Proximus Caesar was a member of that team, the Blob. He doesn't get taken out. He's actually used for information, which we'll get to later. But we find out that after Victor kills each mutant, he's using their DNA to form a pool of dead mutants. I guess I appreciate that they set this up. Okay, I'll give you that one. I just really want to know immediately, why do you start a new project? Just days ago, did you see what the fuck just happened? Logan escapes and he's just walking around with his dick out. He meets a nice old couple. These people, they feed him, they clothe him, they help him with his image and persona that we would know later on. Somehow he gets the jacket from X-Men 1? I don't care. Didn't he leave that on the plane? Hold on, didn't he leave that on the plane, y'all?
Yes?
You know what? I don't have time for this. Unfortunately, this is where one of the most memorable scenes that's just burned into my memory. When Logan reveals those terrible fucking claws, which were dated the week they came out in theaters. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Who approved this shit? Even for 2009? Are you fucking kidding me? Whatever. The poor old people, they get murked unceremoniously, and then a ridiculous helicopter fight ensues. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see what the fuck is happening. I don't know. It's cut to shit. I don't know. I do like this right here. This look Logan gives. Even he can't believe how stupid this shit is. Another big issue that and I'm sure a lot of people have with this film is it just comes to complete halts to do nonsense. Midway through the film, we are reintroduced to Frank, who, now he's the iconic Blob. Don't fucking call him that, but that's who he is. But this movie really thinks that we have time to do a Blob versus Wolverine boxing match. Really? And if I'm being honest, yeah, it's stupid as all hell, but I laughed my ass off at parts of this. And then once we're done with Blob, he's just setting up Gambit. So now we have to stop the main plot once again. And now we have to go here and meet Gambit, and then it's just, in the end, it really just doesn't mean shit. All that's way before the third act, where we get Scott, Emma Frost, fucking Professor X. There's so many mutants in that third act. It should have just been called X-Men Origins. You see how simple that is, right? Once again, while we're on the Gambit topic, like I said earlier, even for 2009, who the fuck cleared this shit? Whew, people. Oh my goodness, people. This is a lot. All right. Let me think of something good here. There was one parallel with Major William Stryker. There's a little bit of a connection there between him and Bolivar Trask that we are introduced to in Days of Future Past, which I have way over there. In that film, Major Stryker says to Trask, "You really hate them, don't you?" To which Trask replies, "On the contrary, I admire them." I know Days of Future Past is 5 years later, and these are different continuities, whatever, but I like that seed was planted. It's still not gonna save it, but props. Alright, folks, it's time to fast forward just a little bit. At this point, the elaborate plan that Stryker had for Logan that involved Victor and Kayla and apparently everyone else, now that's been revealed. And before Dumbpool is released, let me say this, folks. Logan isn't known as like the smartest mutant around, but did he really think this shit was over? I wish it was, because what follows after that is just, it's not good. I kind of fucking hate all of this. This third act is terrible. I hate the final confrontation with Dumbpool versus Victor and Logan. I hate how Logan frees the prisoners. I love that his claws can destroy the locks, but not the cages. I find that really funny because I just think the whole thing would just be shredded, but whatever, just the locks. People, there's just not a lot for me to hang on to, and I'm losing my grip here. Just like,
Wait, is that you?
excuse me, no, it's fucking not him. Hopefully, Deadpool and Wolverine can really right the wrongs here. I gotta be real, I'm super excited for that film. That comes out 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks after my 30th birthday. So if you're watching this video after July 12th, 2024, long story short, it's about my 30 years here on this earth. And within those 30 years, I've accumulated a bunch of favorites. I decided to make it into a really personal video, so I hope you like it. Okay, back to the climax of this film. I really wish I cared, people. This could have been really fucking fun. I don't know how they dropped the ball on this one. After Dumbpool's decapitated, Stryker ends up shooting Logan. Okay, now if you've seen Logan, one bullet is plenty. That's enough to kill you. But once again, this is multiverse. This doesn't exist. X-Men Origins Wolverine does not exist. We are in a bubble. Everything else just here. Okay, go. In this film, adamantium bullets, they give him movie amnesia. The first couple just piss him off. The third one, he gets center in his fucking forehead, and then he wakes up and he doesn't remember shit. This is how they decided to set up the original X-Men film, where he's a loner, he's a cage fighter. At the end of the day, do these bullets hurt you or kill you? I just want to know. Just pick one. Pick one. And lastly, this movie has a scary ass fucking post credit scene. It turns out Weapon 11, aka Dumbpool, he's still alive. And somehow his mouth works. And I guess he knows he's in a movie. Overall, that one just doesn't work for me. It was just really eerie. I don't know if that's more scary or this CGI Patrick Stewart, because whew. Well, folks, that's been it. Okay, that's been another episode of the shit show. It's time for ratings, okay? Simply put, I cannot thank you enough for sticking around. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate all of you. Rating time. On my normal scale, which is essentially a 1 through 5 rating, we have fuck this movie, waste of damn time, stream it, add it to the collection, and new religion. On that scale, it's going to get a rating of 1. Waste of damn time. This movie is not for everyone. For people like me who enjoy terrible movies, and I have my own fucking series dedicated to them. For people who are into that, like me, that's why I invented the fuckery scale. So, with that being said, you have two choices. You have lowbrow and high class. I had too much fun with this one, y'all. This one's high class fuckery. I'm sorry, it won't be for everyone. I get it. But maybe it's a lot more fun at like 2 a.m. after you had a few or with your friends on the couch. Overall, it earns its rating of high class fuckery. There's just no way around it. I did have a good time overall, but it's still a terrible movie. Alright, folks, it's time to go. Thank you for stopping by TVH Studios. I've been The Bad Habits, aka TVH, and I'm signing out. Deuces.